My dear students, how tremendous it is to have you once again viewing one of my weekly inspirational talks. We have completed the skeleton, and some of them are completely fantastic. Some of them I wouldn't like to have as my skeleton, but they are still skeletons. So everyone who has completed all these weeks of intensive work on the skeleton, thank you very much. Well done, congratulations, and good grades for all of you. Now we begin the second half of the, last little bit of the class, the quarter, where we're allowed to create our own work from our imagination. Delving deep into our inner recesses and finding something inside ourselves that is worth expressing creatively. Something personal to you, not a copy from anime or comics or something that already exists on the internet, but something that's meaningful for you. Now, that depends on who you are. For some of you, it might be something very intricate and surrealist, like the work that we looked at with the artist Leonora Carrington. Or it may be something more simple. I mean, you might want to take a photograph of somebody you know, grandmother or mother or father or someone in your family, a child maybe you have, and transfer it onto a drawing or a painting. That's fine. All of those things can be done. They can give wonderful results. I'm just going to show you some examples here of things to give you inspirations. Now, some of you might have paint from the last semester if you were in my class. If you want to buy paint, you're welcome. Please contact me. I have the address of the art store in Haarlem, Blick, and it offers all of the artwork for 50%, I think, or more, 70% less than normal. That's canvases and paint and brushes and palette and everything that you could possibly need. Here's a painting I did very quickly in about 20 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes outside when it was sunnier and when there was more on the tree. And this is very simple. When you do a painting, always start with the thing that's furthest away. The thing that's furthest away here is the sky. Do it first. Then the grass, which is next furthest away, then the branches of the tree and the trunk, then the green leaves, and then the cherry blossoms in that case, which are the last. They're the nearest to us. So you work from the distance to the foreground. So starting to paint what's furthest away from your eye, sky, distant horizon, and end up with what's closest. I hope that makes sense. You can paint on anything if you're going to be doing painting. Here's an old piece of wood. You've got something like that flying around. I made the surface here with some red to give it a tone. That will give it a warm tone. If you use a bluer colour or something like that, it'll give it a cool tone, but I want a warm tone on this face. And here's someone that's gone now, so it's worked up from a photograph, and that's a drawing that will be filled in with paint later on. If you were in my first class, you'll have learnt how to do a portrait to a professional standard. If you haven't done my first class and you've done one of the other teachers' classes, you'll just have to do your best. So that's that, you know, and this is a piece of wood, red tone, drawing on it. Now, if you're not very good at drawing, and not everybody is, you can just take a piece of tracing paper, go over the photograph, put some pencil or whatever you have, charcoal in my case, on the back of the tracing, and then stick that down on the paper or wood or canvas and trace over that, and it'll leave the imprint on the surface, and then you can work that up. That's fine. Artists do all these things. There's a lot of stuff goes on in art. Here is one that I started and haven't finished. It's going to be a vase with flowers in it. And you can see here I got mainly kind of caught up with this section here, which is a label. And that is that. So these are the stems and these are the flowers that I'm slowly working up, but you can see that it's going to be quite a lot of work. I've even got an old diving helmet in the what will eventually be the glass jar, but right now I couldn't do any more on it, so I left it. Turning over the back, you can see the start here, just on pure white, this one, of another face of this girl. And all I've done with it is start with the brown tones before I put the flesh tones. As I said before, those who've done my first class will know all about this. If you haven't, this will be new to you. So this is a painting of a girl wearing a hat that's also waiting to be worked on. So it shows you how I've started that. God knows how that one will finish. I am basically making all these things up as I'm going along. This is one from a student who did her imaginative painting that really impressed me last semester, so much so that I said I'm going to buy it from you. And what I like about it is it follows the rules that I taught you just now. She works from the furthest away, which is that misty sky. Then she does the Brooklyn Bridge, the concrete and steel. Then she did these kind of lights on the bridge, and they're all got these auras from the mist. You know, the light is all kind of diffused through the mist. And then there's this also diffused through the mist. And then she's got the glass, but she's got on the glass the drips of rain painted. There you can see them. So that's coming closer to us. You see she's worked from the furthest away, the sky, then the building of this bridge, then the lights on the bridge, then the glass, then the rain on the glass, the drips, and then finally the window frame. So there's many layers on this. That's what makes a painting interesting to the eye, are the layers and layers of reality that go into it. So that, of course, got a top grade as it showed all the layers of reality, which is what I'm interested in. How can you create something that has depth, visual depth? There you are. Take a good look at that. Beautiful painting. Not bad. So, doing all these things. The other thing is, this may have arrived at your house already. If it's not here by next weekend, which would be the 15th, 14th of November, then please email or text me and let me know. It's an envelope that comes to your house like this. Inside is the postcard. If you were in my class last year, this is a kind of development of that same exercise. It's got a stamp on it and it's blank on the other side, and you do the drawing following this sheet of paper which has instructions about clearing the mind so that your thoughts are gone from their dominant position and you're just looking at what you're seeing without thinking so much. So it's a kind of meditation exercise to prevent you being stuck in the repetitive mind and its constant chatter and thinking, and start to see the world around you, which is important for an artist, the most important thing, to get away from your opinions and just to see things as they are in front of you. So that, let me know if that has come to your house. These 3 things, it'll be an envelope, and inside is this postcard and also this piece of paper. Okay? Right? Okay, let me know if those have come in a week. If they're not there within 1 week's time, please contact me with your address by text or email, and I will mail the whole thing out again to you. Okay? So that's it. I'm not going to go on and on and on. We're finished with that skeleton. You have time to create something, either an intricate work on paper, using pencils, you can use pens. Try and be creative in the amount of different things that you can put into it. If you want to glue pieces of collage, that is photographs and things onto it, as well as the drawing, do that. Let's see what can come out of you, because I'm intrigued. When you do a little bit of it, don't rush it, because we want to spend time on this, but when you do a little bit of it, take a photograph of it and send it to me. Do that before the 15th of November. Send the first one. It might be just you working out the ideas. It might be just starting it, but don't rush it. Don't make a horrible job just rushing it, like to get it done and over with. No point in that. Spend your time. Put some love from your heart. Put some of your soul into it so we can see who you are. That's the important thing about painting. It's a release. When I worked in the maximum security prison with some of the most infamous murderers and serial killers, I used to say to them, you are a prisoner, but with a piece of paper and a pencil, you can become free. You can discover your freedom. And that, my dears, is the most wonderful thing imaginable, that a piece of paper and a pencil can give somebody freedom. It's incredible. And in this life, there are very few opportunities for true freedom. And art does give you that. So that's what I'm asking you to look at now over the next weeks. Explore the power of freedom of expression. Don't be inhibited. Unleash yourself. I'm not forcing information into you. I am unleashing the inner artist within you. Unleash that artist. And let us see what is within you. Okay? Send in the first draft of whatever's coming out of you before the 15th of November. All the best.